And then Halloween 3 is its own standalone film. Michael Myers isn't in it at all. They wanted
Still
to
written
do
by John Carter.
Yes, John Carter. Yeah, he's
Wait,
very good in the science fiction
other
realm.
point of question. Did John Carpenter did like a floppy sci-fi movie, right?
Yes.
What year was that?
Ghost of Mars is what you're talking about, I'm assuming.
No.
So was this his
No,
first
he's
film?
gonna make you. He's gonna make you mad, Nick.
I know he's pulling. I know he's pulling me in, and I was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh no!
He's gonna pull me into this.
Gen Wars.
Welcome to Gen Wars, the generational podcast pitting the Gen Xers against the Millennials. I'm your host, Nick, and today is our Halloween double feature, where we are throwing two movies in the ring and only one will come out victorious. Halloween 1978 versus Halloween 2007. Two movies enter, one movie leaves. Before we get into the rules of this, let's introduce our good friends, Cam, Katherine, and Steven. How's everybody doing today? Nicely traumatized?
Better than all the victims of Michael Myers, yeah.
Good,
I'm traumatized for a variety of reasons. So traumatized I had to carry it over. I actually think I suffered from PTSD the first time I saw this movie. Just because I don't remember watching most of it.
Okay.
And I left that rather vague on purpose. What movie am I talking about?
Let's get into the rules of this competition. We have 10 points to award to each category. Those categories are nostalgia, production value, spirit, rewatchability, and overall thoughts. If one movie gets 8 points, the other movie automatically gets 2. So let's get into this. All right. Does anybody want to start off, or should I go first?
Go first. You've never gone first.
Dealer's choice.
I've gone first. What are you talking about?
No, never.
No, I don't know.
Delete the footage. He's never gone first. Burn the archives.
Fact check.
Okay, let me get my scores up here. So, for the nostalgia rating for both of these movies, I am giving nostalgia for the 1978 Halloween an 8. So that means Halloween 2007 gets 2 points for me. All right, who's next?
Someone else.
Someone
I'll
else.
Go. I give the John Carpenter a 7 in nostalgia and bias, so Rob Zombie gets 3.
Okay. And Cam, what's your nostalgia rating for these two?
I also gave 78 a 7 and the zombie one 3.
Okay.
And I am 6 and 4 split.
6 and 4. Okay. So, what does everyone feel about the nostalgia for either of these movies? Because I have some of my own opinions. I don't
Point
know
of
how everyone
clarity.
else feels about this.
I had not seen either film until this session.
Okay.
So
I am
Very
shocked.
nice. I know. It's
The way my jaw didn't move.
firmly
Stop you on
off
your tracks.
the floor. But yeah, so I think the original it is the original. You know, it set a lot of precedents and a lot of thematic things. Kind of set spooky Halloween.
a slasher film.
Yeah, for
Slasher
slasher
film,
film.
yeah.
So, like, that's where I was originally kind of like just 50-50 split. Like, let's just, like, I haven't seen each film, so I can't be nostalgic for it. But, like, watching it, it's like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of themes and items in the original one that's obviously being emulated in the remake that I do have a lot of nostalgia for, like, just, like, trick-or-treating and the Halloween spooky season and kind of, like...
Yeah.
The babysitter trope is a big thing that I think probably got pretty started here.
In 88, Halloween 4 came out, and I was 10 years old at that point, and, still trick-or-treating, and I remember that being scary and watching it and whatnot, and that was my first entry into it. So yeah, like it definitely brings up more of the trick-or-treating aspect of it. And, I started watching a lot of slasher films after that too. It wasn't years later until I saw the original. But yeah, I started smack dab in the middle. And if you know anything about this filmography here. Part 3 is a complete departure from the storyline.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So it kind of skips around a 1, 2, 4, and keeps on going and going and going.
Isn't that
And
where
going.
Jamie Lee drops off as well? Or is she in 3?
No.
Yeah, she's gone in 3, and coincidentally enough, one of the friends in 2007, the cop's daughter, is actually the main character in Halloween 4. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
she's a
okay.
little girl in 1988. And she is 30 years old in the 2007 playing an 18-year-old. I had to double check that. I was like, what is going on here? She looks really familiar. Is she that girl? She's that girl. But her IMDb
That's impressive.
TV picture doesn't look like it. But yeah, I remember her from like being in Roseanne. And
That's where she was from. I could
Yeah.
not figure out where her face was, and then her IMDb picture looks nothing like her.
Molly Tilden on Roseanne was her name.
I don't
She was
remember her
the
from
bad
Roseanne.
She was the bad influence, I think, on Becky at that
okay.
time.
Okay.
And yeah, so she was in for a few episodes. But yeah, right around the same time, she was also doing, she had all the Halloween movie.
She was also a bad influence in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
she was. She really was.
So
That was the
Mike-
wacky tobacco, right? In the 70s?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're talking about the 2007 one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There
Rob
was
Zombie.
still that same scene was in it.
she
Okay.
got
Oh,
Kind of.
Yeah.
she got
kind of.
she
kind
got
of.
murdered with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend came to pick her up in the Trans Am,
Oh, yeah.
and then they went to her house or wherever they were. I'm not quite
The
sure what
baby,
house they were.
because
at.
they were supposed to like meet with a friend that had the empty. No, they were supposed to be.
And he had a pumpkin put on his head, and he was hanging from the
Yes.
in the foyer.
Yes.
Yeah. That girl. I have. This was a hard one for nostalgia for me because I mean, yes, I was around. I watched. I've seen the original plenty of times. A handful of times throughout my youth at Halloween parties and whatever and sleepovers. And then, as most of these slasher and horror movies go, they just go forever and get worse as we go along. And that
Yes.
Mike Myers was never my slasher. Freddy Krueger and Jason were always mine, and I was always kind of down on Mike Myers, and I never really enjoyed it. I would always catch those on, the late night movies on, my Halloween 4 or 5, just I'm randomly catch it in the middle, and I'm like, I don't like this. So to give this nostalgia rating an 8, is a little on the high side for me, but Rob Zombie and his previous catalog hurts his score for me anyway. So I give it automatically over to the original because it's a much more classic film and as well set the stage. It was one of, like you said, one of the first slasher films that set off this genre, or is the beginnings of that.
Yeah, I agree
also,
with that. Yeah.
Speaking of Rob Zombie, I mean, I can legitimately give this one a 3 on nostalgia as well. Not just because that was the available points left on it, but his other films, he's kind of like a substance abusive family member that you've got to have an intervention with and have tough love and just say like you can't come back to the house anymore, because all of the 3 movies or the 2 movies I think he had made at that time, The House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, they were touted as being some of the best horror films to ever hit film. And he's got this real vision, and he turns out that he likes really inappropriate situations, awkward situations, abusive situations, a lot of gore, and absolutely zero for story and acting. That he, for some reason, has to bring his wife along everywhere,
Every
and she
time.
ruins it.
She was the mom,
consistently.
right?
Yeah.
She was the mom. Yeah,
An actress, she is not.
No.
No.
It's really sad. She probably could have had a supporting role somewhere else, and it would have been fine because it would have been a takeaway scene. But
Yeah.
Question.
Lord,
Steven?
go for it.
Is it the dad or the stepdad?
I want to say stepdad.
I want to say stepdad, but
No. Just when
I'd
she
say
was about to
boyfriend.
get railed,
Yeah, or boyfriend, yeah.
she said that her dad died.
okay.
Okay.
Because we had such an extended view into the Myers family for
Right.
damn ever.
Yeah, we
Which
did.
is quite the opposite of the first, the original, where kind of like it did seem like the family was a little bit better
Normal?
off. Yeah, more normal.
Yeah, just normal.
Normal.
Like it was
Yeah.
a normal
Yeah.
family, middle of the country.
It's a lot of
like,
inference, of course, but like the house was in a better shape. Like she had
Yeah.
nice stuff. The kid, like there seemed to be less of a like, oh
It
yeah,
was-
no wonder this kid's like a monster because
Yeah.
it was just
All right,
Yeah,
let's-
the
that'll
original
go,
was
that'll go
kinda
later. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Yeah.
Don't jump the gun yet. Catherine, do you have something? Or is that towards that?
That was like towards what Stephen was saying.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can hold it.
So let's move into production value. I guess I'll take the reins again. My production value score, I'm 50-50 splitting this one because, yes, it was 78. Sorry, 50-50 split, 5-5. Somebody else go. I'll explain my score after. Sorry.
Go.
Catherine, go.
I gave John Carpenter an 8 and Rob Zombie a 2.
Okay, a 2.
2.
Okay, yep.
Let me
Math.
tweak that.
That's how math works.
That math didn't math there. I gave
That math didn't
we'll do 7 and 3.
7 and 3. Okay, good.
And I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
Okay. I hit it with the inverse, which is 4-6, leaning towards Rob Zombie, and I can justify it.
Oh,
Ooh, and I
okay.
can justify mine.
All right. So, I guess, Steven, let's hear your
Sure.
justification for your 4-6 split
Okay.
here.
It's well known within some of the research that I did that like the production of the original one was kind of hell. Like there's cheap, there was a lot of issues with it. So like at an objective level, the production value is a little bit lower just because less money, less time, development hell. The score and those things really save it. Like it's obviously better music and
I thought you were about to shit on the score.
no. I'm not.
I was like,
I'm about to don a mask and stab him anyways, but keep going.
Oh my
Yeah.
I will jump in to say the score for the score itself, not the source music.
Right.
I know I've missed this on a couple. I keep forgetting source music. Source music is popular music that is by a band or
Licensed,
something,
yeah.
but licensed music. A score is an orchestral score that they put to it. That could also have guitars and whatever, but this is done by Tyler Bates. The 2007 was done by Tyler Bates, who did Watchmen, Sucker Punch, all the John Wick movies, Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde 300, Devil's Rejects, and the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Just to name a few. He's done a ton of other stuff. So
Yeah, and like the sets looked good, I think. Like, and again, I've only watched it once, and this is my first time watching it, and I'll go into this later when we talk about Spirit and Intent. But from an objective lens, as much as I'm trying to give it, like there's more budget. They covered a lot more ground, so they stretched that budget pretty thin, even with what was the budget difference? Catherine, do you have that offhand?
Ooh, yes, I do.
Wonderful.
Let me scroll up.
I'll pull up the inflation calculator because I think that's only fair.
Yeah, only fair. But, okay, so John Carpenter's Halloween was a shoestring budget of around $300,000 to $325,000. And it was shot in about 20 days. And they did different things to save money. Like the actors wore their own clothes. They had minimal special effects. A lot of it was handheld camera work. The Michael
wow, they
Myers
actually had
mask.
some good shots too.
Yeah. The Michael Myers mask was a modified $2 Captain Kirk mask.
Yes, it was.
And it ended up making over 200 times its budget.
Damn.
Nice.
That's amazing. Wow. Those are some really creative people that worked with very minimal things that created an iconic film in cinematic history that everyone was like, wow, I'd like to do that too 1,000,000 times over.
So what was the?
But yeah, you're
Me
right.
and
Rob
Cam
Zombie a
agreed.
50-50 split.
I actually gave
And
it
then, so then that would be John Carter. Whoo, excuse me, John Carpenter. Usually production for like a Halloween movie or like a slasher movie. What am I trying to say? Horror movie is between 3 to 5 million. That's the mid-range studio production for 1978. So you could see how low Halloween
Wow, yeah, that's
was.
nothing.
Rob Zombie was 15 million budget.
Wow.
Made
Which-
$7.
Yeah.
What did it make?
Well,
Not a
also,
lot.
it was the
do
average
well.
range for like a horror film of 2007 was between 10 and 20 million. So it was smack dab in the middle. So it was
the average.
a fair budget to give it. And its earnings was 80.5 million worldwide, while John Carpenter's was 70 million.
Yeah. So
Okay.
much more
In
successful
1978.
in 1978. So inflation, it's like a lot.
Right.
Yeah, because the inflation budget for now would be about 1.6 million. So like a 15th ish of the
That's some Godzilla
budget.
territory right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, kind of a Godzilla of its time period. I mean, it did a lot with what it had, and
Yes.
you know, I try to pay attention to a lot of those kill scenes and whatnot. You don't really see the kill. It's a lot more of what goes on in your imagination. And
Yeah.
with the cuts and the change, I really like the continuous pan around and following, you know, the Michael
The
Myers
point of
part.
view shots are a big
The
thing.
point of view shots are
That was a
great.
new thing to do. Yeah.
Yep.
I feel this movie was able to set a tone from second one into this because of the score, because of how iconic that sound is. It kept tensions high immediately through credits, and you're instantly into this unnerving, unsettling stalking situation too. So it's, I don't know. I think what that film did, Rob Zombie couldn't even come close to. And
It didn't.
he had a lot more blood. He had a lot more skin, and that was about it. Everything else suffered in this tremendously.
Did everybody watch? What did we all watch? Because I ended up unintentionally watching the unrated version.
Same.
It was 2 hours long.
Yeah, the
Same.
dirty. That's why it was so
might
long.
have-
Okay, yeah, that's what I did.
Maybe? I don't know.
It's not that different.
It's a director's cut,
It's
yeah.
It went
109
on
minutes
and on
versus
and on.
121. So you're talking about a 12-minute difference, but that 12 minutes was a
It's-
goddamn eternity.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's long.
Also, like, yeah, the unnecessary essay scene in Michael's room. Yeah. Everyone in that movie was just absolutely horrible.
There's like no
even
redeeming
Malcolm
character.
McDowell. I love Malcolm McDowell, but he was the worst. He was insufferable to listen to, and just go on. I love Donald Pleasant, the original Dr. Loomis.
I can't tell you how many times in my notes here I wrote, "Wow,
Why?
the family's a pile of the family's a pile of shit. These
Yeah.
orderlies are all piles of shit, except Danny
Yeah.
Trejo. Danny Trejo was
Danny
the
Trejo was
only
great.
Yeah, like okay,
only good person.
I'll
And
take
you
that
thought
back.
Danny
I'm
yeah.
on the Trejo train here. Yeah, he's
Poor Trejo.
He I know.
When was
But
Machete?
that's also kind of what Danny's thing is too. I think he dies in every movie that he's in.
Fun fact about the TV, though, was that they were supposed to actually show his head getting smashed, but the actor who accidentally dropped the TV too early, it like slipped out of his hands because it's too heavy. Whoop.
Oh yeah, Steven, that was your whole your bracket that you have for your CRTs on the wall.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. Don't let them fall on your head.
Yeah, don't.
You'll wind up
The
like
reason the
Trejo.
bracket is not up is because I really want to reinforce the walls.
Oh, okay.
That is fair.
I'm actually building a whole 2x4 substructure that I know I can hit on an open wall, so I can. It'll be nice. Probably with a metal plate to bolt onto, just so like the wall will have to come down. So that's a different project. That is very much a delayed project. But yes, I do have an old school CRT wall mount that I will be putting up at some point. It won't be in this shot though. It'll be over that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I gave this a 50-50 split, there's some, obviously we had a micro budget to work on with the original, and it wasn't more so, it was kind of giving some points to the 2007 for actually putting together a film that had a lot to it. It had a lot of good cinematic techniques, where a lot of the tracking shots in the old movie, I'm watching them as a cinematographer, and they're tracking, and then all of a sudden, like, they like bump the camera. They're like trying to just get around stuff, and the camera's like jostling left and right, and so like I'm taking off. I'm like, okay, well, get maybe a point off here for that, and
I think there's some continuity issues as well. Not to jump over
potentially. There was a lot of. Obviously, they're shooting at night, so shooting at night is difficult, especially when you're trying to get focus and light is low. A lot of the time when they're looking out the window from Laurie's house with the kids to see Michael walking around, the focus is on the tree in front of the house. And so everything's just kind of slightly blurry, it works for the scene, but I know he wasn't aiming to focus on the very dimly lit tree in the front of the house. So minor points here and there. Again, we're putting these movies against each other. In my isolation score, totally different score.
Yes.
So
Well, and I like. Oh, go, Catherine.
Well, I guess the other point is that this was once dismissed as just a plain old slasher. People didn't they didn't give it any credit, and now it's literally studied in film schools. It has been preserved in the Library of Congress.
Yeah, so that's something that I'm kind of going through as, again, a first-time watcher of this film. It does have a very good slow burn. And this goes back into rewatchability when we get to that point.
Yeah.
Just like at a first watch, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I get it. Like, things start to make sense to me. And then I look into Rob Zombie, it's like, oh, yeah, I see what they're doing. Wow, that there's an attempt to do something different. It doesn't land. Honestly, like the whole second half of the Rob Zombie movie, just like, I don't know why it exists. To be
Literally
honest.
a second half. It was an hour of nonsense. I was like, when is this movie going to start again?
Slog. I was like,
horrible.
oh. I would have loved, and I know I end up always rewriting films, but I think it would have been cooler just to treat it like a prequel film. I know it takes away from the mystique of the character, which is bad. But if you're going to try something, all right, fine.
No. Give me yours. I want to hear your spirit score.
Okay.
We're going into the spirit of things, so
Let's do it.
hit us with your spirit score.
Perfect. Spirit score is, with my notes pulled up in front of me, 7 towards the original and 3 towards Rob Zombie.
Okay.
Yes.
Cam.
I'm on 8 to original.
Okay.
Man, me and Cam are like agreeing this episode. Holy cow, what's going on? 8
It
and
happens.
2.
Substance redemption arc.
Yeah, I know. We're friends again.
It must be the lunar energy.
Yeah.
I am
It was that red
also,
moon the other day.
I am also 8-2 on this one. So, Steven, you want to continue that point?
Yeah, I think attempting to kind of take away the mystique of the monster and try to sympathetic villain. This was the time of that start.
shape.
Like
The shape.
which is like there's pros and cons to it. If you're trying to do something different at this time, 07 is a lot of the sympathetic villain starting block kind of thing, which continues to this day. I don't know why we keep doing it. Corelladville is an example of the same thing. I think there was something more interesting there. I was more engaged with the film at the beginning just because I was like, oh, where are we going with this? What, like, this seems to be a little bit different. Maybe there's going to be some retconning going on. No, then it's just the same film as the first one for the second half, which is weird to me.
The original film, well, I did a little research to understand, like, the time period. I was born after this, but it was at the beginning of the Satanic Panic, so it was kind of taking that and putting a horror film set in a standard suburban neighborhood with a villain or a monster that is raised in a home that he's well brought up. He's obviously some sort of education, and he still becomes this monster. So it's creating this sense of unease and terror, and even in small town America, this can happen.
Again, sometimes what you don't see or what you don't know
is better.
Can make it more, fearsome in that aspect.
Yeah.
That like why did he do that? Like, he just totally slashed his sister.
No particular reason. And he's called the Shape. He's not called Michael Myers. They wanted to keep his humanity away from him. They wanted to just
that ends up that was my big point. Like, I finished watching the Rob Zombie movie and I just threw my hands in the air and my notes started to get bold. I started putting bolds on these points because I'm like, this is bullshit. Because as Katherine said, he's the Shape. We don't know. We get these very vague ideas of him being locked up. And then Dr. Loomis says he has the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. What's behind them is pure evil.
The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes. What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
So we are left to imagine what he is. And so when he gets thrown out a window, shot, something and then
doors open.
He just gets up.
When he gets up, he full Undertaker just straight sits up. Or when he falls out the window, he's gone again. You're like, oh, maybe there's something here.
Otherworldly, yes.
Correct.
I can't imagine what it was like being in the movie theater watching this.
It'd be incredible.
The 70s, yeah.
Right?
So the Rob Zombie version, we take all of that mystique and stick it in the front, and we show this is a nature versus nurture story. The kid is coming from a horrible home, and tortured by his sister and his mom and his shithead boyfriend, stepdad, whatever the hell he is.
Father figure,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just he's just a boy. He's just a boy. He's just a boy.
There's nothing visually abnormal with this angelic young boy.
He's literally a human being, and then when you get stabbed and shot, you're like, okay, he's gonna drop at some point. And then even at the end, she shoots him in the face, and I'm like, well, he's just a boy. So
right.
You've taken away the Shape, the monster, the mystique.
Taken away the mystique.
We don't know if he's actually the devil incarnate, that something has gotten into him. One of the funniest, I chuckled because I've never noticed this until this watch, or paid attention to this. In the original movie, when after he kills his sister and he walks out to the street corner and his dad takes off the mask, everyone just stands there. And I know that's that's for the crane back, the crane shot.
Yeah.
But mom puts her hands in her pockets, and dad, and everyone's standing there. He's not moving with his knife in his hand. And the parents just are kind of like, well, I don't know what to
you gonna do.
Nobody move. We're done.
I'd like to return this child.
There was one thing I wanted to bring up during production value. I forgot to mention it.
Okay.
Did anybody
Future Nick.
notice? Yeah, future Nick.
Cut this in.
Cut this back in.
Do a flip.
Whenever they're going to, I guess, the psychiatric hospital or wherever Michael is locked up, and it's Loomis and the doctor in the car, and the nurse in the car, and he's supposed to break the window.
Yeah.
If you slow down and look, especially Steven, you can see a wrench taped to his hand, and it breaks the window.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's awesome.
So you need to go back and watch it. You'll see
Oh,
it's very
He
obvious.
was also a spider monkey on that shit.
Yeah, he was.
The way he scaled that car, like, it was like he's got the sparkle in him.
I
that
will
was-
say the only time I jumped between both films was in the Rob Zombie rendition of that scene. I don't know why. It just got me. I don't know what. I think maybe I was starting to doze off or something. And I was watching. I was like, it's like, you
that's
jumped.
nice.
You never jump. And I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
It's a nice,
Yeah,
relaxing evening film.
Right.
I
yeah.
think that was one of the other things that I took off from production value and gave it why I gave it a 5 on both sides is because the 78 one is real dark. I even turned up the brightness on my monitor. I was like, you guys forgot to light this scene. Can you just one more, just something else? But
Well, so I'm assuming you watched like the 4K version of the 78.
I did, and it's still really dark.
But
I did 35th anniversary.
yeah, show and
1080p.
tell. I did the 25th anniversary 1080p, and
Okay.
it was the perfect amount of like Hollywood movie magic, like concealed,
Yeah.
all of it. But yeah, Dad at the movies with this.
Yeah, seriously, I have like the nice Lionsgate 4K steelbook,
Yeah,
which is
is
pretty
that-
cool.
with
that
the
the one-
protective sleeve.
With the protective sleeve.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got Michael
So is that the one that
front.
came out in
Oh, wait,
2018? Is that the because that's what I ended up watching was the 4K from that. I guess that's when that's when it was that's when they put out
know.
a 4K was 2018.
Okay, maybe I'm not positive because I know this. They did a Lionsgate one, and then Scream Factory did their own. But I was like, I'm not buying this movie a second time. So I
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So I have the Scream Factory versions of 2 through 5, but
Okay.
I did not get Resurrection or H2O or Curse of Michael Myers. Sorry.
I've never seen them, but from what I know, I don't think it's worth it.
Wow,
It's not worth having.
it worked on those film, Nick.
Yeah, it was
Lives
the thing
were
that
lost.
they did. Now it's over. We can all move on.
But see, I say keep Time Bandits, and you will tell me that movie can go, and people worked on that movie too, Stephen.
I don't know if they worked on it per
It
se,
gave
but they were
people
there.
jobs.
Pretty sure one of the costumes was saran wrap or something.
I would also like to go back, since we're on Spirit here, and just say that Rob Zombie bit off way more than he could chew.
Yes.
And I feel like there was a sense of arrogance there that he could do a better movie than the original. And
John
I don't
Carpenter.
Yeah, and there
Than
was
John Carpenter, yeah.
there was this scene that came in there, and it was like the news reporter was talking about when they were talking about the murders that were taking place. It said more horrific than anything Hollywood could imagine. And it's like I kind of feel like that was his stance on this movie, and he just fucked it all up. And like it deserves the 2 that he got there, because I don't think he was trying to stay within the spirit. I think he was trying to create his own, and as a result, like he just missed the mark entirely. It was horrible.
Yeah, exactly. It is literally the complete opposite of John Carter's, which I have written here.
Carter.
John Carter.
I'm so sorry, Carpenter. John Carter, which I have suspense. It's about detachment, like mythic evil, minimalist. It's a timeless terror movie, while Zombie is about like brutality and chaos
It's a
and
slasher.
human rage. It's a slasher.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
It doesn't have the sticking power for sure.
It doesn't.
No,
I've
it's
this-
forgettable at
It's
best.
forgettable. That's literally what I wrote. It's meh forgettable.
Especially when you want to leave that movie and take a shower. Like I want to take a shower after. Just everything was gross, and like like as a teenager, I probably would have been like, oh, that was cool, but like I don't even know if I would have done that at this. But like it just was. Everything
Speaking of
was.
gross. The first film, I prefaced everybody that I was gonna. Well, I didn't
Oh.
preface Cam, so this is blindsiding you. Weird one line in when the
Oh,
boyfriend and the girl are going back to fool around before they get killed, he delivers a line, something to the sex like, "I'm going to get you naked, and then I'm going to get the kid naked," and then they go and do the deed.
It was I'm going to get you naked, then you're going to get me naked, and then we're going to get the kid naked, and that was real gross.
That's when we go upstairs to the first bedroom on the left. You got it?
Okay, first I rip your clothes off.
Don't rip my blouse. It's expensive, idiot.
Then you rip my clothes off. Then we rip Lindsay's clothes off. Yeah, I think I got it.
Absolutely. Like, why is that even in there?
Why is that a lie?
I need to go back and rewatch that. I
In
don't
which
remember
one?
that.
The original
In
The
the
78
Carpenter.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first
So,
scene before like Michael kills them.
the couple that she's got the longer blonde hair. They're having sex in the bedroom
First couple
upstairs.
to die since he got out of
It's
the
Linda
asylum.
and Bob. Linda and
Lin-
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me a beer.
Linda and Bob.
Yeah.
He's got the he comes in with the sheet over him and with the glasses over the sheet. Which also, who decides that they're going to bring their jack-o'-lantern upstairs to make sure you have it on the nightstand to have sex?
Well, yeah, like that. I think this is a continuity thing because I feel like that was the abandoned house, right? Or like no one.
No,
It's
no,
not
that
abandoned,
was
no.
That was
That was-
Lindsay's house. The little
The
girl
young-
that
the little
Annie
girl.
was watching.
Oh, right,
her.
right,
Yeah.
right,
The
right.
little
Was
girl
like
was at
they're
the other
banging
house.
in the. Yeah, I think that was just weird. That
It was weird.
Bob and Linda came over and then like banged in their bed. Like what?
yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's
and then
weird.
started smoking too, like that.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Beer cans on the shag carpet and stuff. I was like, these are the worst house guests ever. Please leave.
Yeah. Yeah. yeah.
Oh, you're gonna die?
Oh.
Great.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed with the Rob Zombie version versus the John Carpenter version was like Judith, obviously in the first film, she would have a nice headstone. They were a well-off family. Why did she have such a nice headstone in the Rob Zombie version? Headstones are expensive. Stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And they weren't even remotely. I mean, she was dancing at night, and
I'm
that
sure on
guy
Reddit
didn't do anything.
there's a stripper's headstone subreddit somewhere, but like I can't imagine they're great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we should go
Cam is
check
like,
Who
it.
knows?
let's see if that domain's been claimed.
Stripperheadstone.com.
That sounds like a great band name
r/stripper headstone. So
or a pop band.
cut the footage. Cut the footage.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the rewatchability scores. Despite my previous statement of Mike Myers not being my slasher, I still gave this an 8 because I have seen it more often, and the other movie a 2 because I'm probably never going to watch this again. But Steven, what's your scores on this one?
For rewatch, I did 7 and
Rewatch.
3.
Yes, we watched it. No,
We watched
rewatch.
it. We watched.
We watched it.
Sorry,
Yeah, we
I was
did.
embracing Cam's Discord mod. Like, if I were to rewatch it, I would pick the original because it is indeed the
Little
best.
silver from this channel.
Feet clap. 7 and 3 split. If I am to watch the Rob Zombie one, it's to really try to figure out why it's so bad. I know we were discussing it. It's Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know who all frequents that.
28%.
Oh, I thought it was like
brutal.
it's wrecked. I think that's a little aggressive.
I think that's high.
Low. Yeah.
I think it's okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah, there is some. I don't want to say redeeming things there, but so hold on. Let's get through the scores first. Then we can. Sorry,
7-3.
Cam.
I got 7 and 1.
That
Just-
doesn't
just-
add up.
You just yeeted.
You just get numbers just go away.
You got
Hey,
children's
I'm
books
not
already.
rewatch. I already rewatched this for this podcast.
I mean,
you want me to
like-
rewatch something again?
Yeah, like here's my thing is like I would give this a higher rewatch score because I have seen it, but like I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of here. It clearly won, but I can't even support Rob Zombie's rewatch score beyond a 1.
Okay, so we'll go 9-1 then. That's we have to work within the rules
That's
here.
fine.
So, okay.
That's fine.
All right, Catherine.
Again, 9-1.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's real hard to there are, like I said, I don't want to call it redeeming, but there is he did make a serviceable film.
A movie exists.
A movie exists. It is well done for the most part. It falls into the early 2000s. Everything has to be shaky cam because that's how we show tension and action, is just shake the camera around a whole bunch for no reason, and you don't need to do that. So yeah, that like,
especially since there's like no tension in the film. It's just action.
No, it's just action.
The tension is me waiting to get the hell out of here. Like, when can I turn this off and go to bed, please?
Is it over yet?
It is too damn long. It's
I
like
can't believe I gave up
Tombstone
Call
all
of Duty
over
for this.
again. It's too damn long.
So I don't know what there's a cut from Brazil of this movie. It's the Brazilian version of this movie that's only an hour and a half, and I'm wondering what they cut out to
Editing.
Yeah.
Like, you could take that first hour and get it down to about 13 minutes and be able to show, like, he did some stuff. You don't even have to have his dialogue with all the awkward scenes. You could just flash through them and show, Malcolm McDowell not talking one bit through the whole thing, because that was unsettling. I think that was more unsettling than anything else. Like, him with the long hair and everything. Oh God, it was so bad.
Yeah, like if you just made the boyfriend, stepdad, father figure just like not the worst literal person in the film.
Like that guy always plays a dirtbag. I forget his name. I'm sure Nick knows, but
I don't know his name.
Also,
I'm sure Nick knows a dirtbag when he sees. He frequents. He is an encyclopedia.
He is a
Nick
knower
is a
of
frequenter of
dirtbags.
dirtbags, so he knows it. No, for Malcolm McDowell, the other thing that really bothered me was, I've been here 15 years and you haven't talked. Today's the last day, Michael.
Sorry to tell you that this is going to be my last day. Michael, I have to move on.
What have you been doing for 15 years? You've been coming here and talking to him for 15 years, but now's the breaking
Collecting
point.
that
'Cause you
federal
gotta go
check,
write a
baby.
book? What the fuck is this movie about? Why are we even here? Oh, I was so mad.
He's got to get that
It's
grant
just-
money. Come on.
Kill him, please. And then I thought he did. Thought he squeezed his stupid little eyes out. Rest in peace.
Steven, did we have any dad at the movie questions?
Yes. So
Hold on. We want to get through the overall thoughts, and then we can
Okay.
do data. Let's do that.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right. Overall thoughts. Overall thoughts is I'm giving it. I gave it a 6.5 and a 3.5. I don't know why I wrote that.
why would
but
you do that?
We'll come up with a reason.
that is a
Just-
choice there, man.
Yeah, it was a choice.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a half point somewhere in those notes.
Okay. Cam, go.
I gave it a 20 and a negative 10.
This kid can't follow fucking rules.
Still 10. Deal with it.
Hey, Gen Xer. Fucking rules, man. I'm skateboarding. I'm gonna ollie off this grind rail.
You do a grindy
deal,
thingy
bro.
on that railing thingy?
No, like, I legitimately want to give Rob Zombie's movie a negative 10. The movie was horrible. Absolute trash. Like, I would watch a bubble bath marathon of The Substance and Twilight before I ever watch this movie again.
He's committed.
He likes it more than the
New mirror, let's go.
Substance.
Horrible.
All right.
So you can mark that as a 0 or a 10.
I feel like this is a win in my book because he liked it more than the Substance and Twilight.
It's the Substance Redemption episode.
Yes.
All right, Steven. What's your
New Moon.
I was playing by the rules and did 8-2 overall.
Okay.
In favor.
Catherine?
I went by the rules to 8-2.
Okay. I think my overall thoughts were I am not a Michael Myers is not my slasher, so that's where some points went off. And again, Rob Zombie did do more things. I don't want to say more things right because he did a lot of things wrong. so I this was the one that I kind of toiled with, and I was like, all right, well, I can't. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure where to put the points, so that's why still more went to the original and less went to Rob Zombie's version. I probably could have swung it a little more in one direction than the other, but I did not.
Me too.
So you too. You did 20 and negative 10.
I did everything I could.
Negative 20 and 30. We'll keep going.
All right. So what was everybody's final scores? So I totaled those numbers up that I gave it, and it's a 71% for the 78 Halloween and a 29% for the 07 Halloween. So Cam, what was your two scores?
82 and 18%.
Okay. Steven?
64-36.
Okay. And Catherine?
80 and 22%.
Okay.
Is that right? 20.
So
20.
looks like...
Yeah. 20.
Looks like
I'm
the
trying to-
resounding winner here is
yeah. Ding ding.
I wasn't
By
think this was
obliteration.
I didn't think this was going to come out different.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to be the bonding movie.
But I'm much more kind because one of them's a period piece.
They're both period pieces.
One is not a period piece, dude.
Yes, they are.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Did you see the cars that they had in the John Carter version? They were really
Excellent.
old. It was some good.
Cam's right. They are both period pieces. We are all in
did
agreement
love
for
the
that.
cars in the first one, by the way. The Doctor's BMW in the palest of canary yellows out there, and also the Carmagia that was parked on the road. It's always nice when you can see those.
Should have been a Volvo.
I mean, a Volvo from that time period would have been great. Not a C30.
I think one of the reasons of I gave it I knocked off a half a point in the overall score. Mike Myers driving around in a station wagon to loom around town, I thought was the silliest.
There's no way he knows how to drive. There's no way.
It's
It's impossible he knows how to drive.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
He was a child.
He was a child.
Steven says. Say it, Steven. Say it.
That was a child.
All right,
boy.
let's just
How would he
break
know how
down
to drive?
Let's break down driving real quick. I mean, like he wasn't that young when he went in. He's definitely been in fucking cars before. He didn't just appear outside his sister's house and start stabbing people. You understand that you turn the wheel and it moves and that there's a gas pedal. I mean, like, he's old enough to sling knives. He's definitely sat on someone's lap and drive down the block. I don't know if you ever did that or anything. If your parents ever let you drive a little bit, but I mean, like, you weren't goddamn 15 years old when you did that. You were little, and like he was little. It's not hard to think that he would know how a car operates. It just
ended up looking.
It's the
silly.
most believable thing in this movie.
It's not the fact that he doesn't know how to drive. It's just Jason and Freddy are my slashers, if you will, and Jason just walks and he just appears there. So when I kind of apply the same logic or want the same logic from Mike Myers, and he's like tooling around in a station wagon, just eyeballing people as he's driving around. It just lands a little silly to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of that goes back to the mystique in the original film of he's there, he's stalking, he's appearing, he's disappearing. Do you have these moments of like, is this still just the child, or is this the what did you call him? The shape?
The shape. That's how he's credited in the actual credits. He's called the shape.
Okay, so I didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, like him just being around, and like even some of the interactions with the girls, which I mean is wild as hell. I don't know why you start yelling at people in the cars because want them to stop and do stuff.
But that's the thing. Like, he stops, slams on his brakes, and you're like,
yeah,
he's goofy and driving around in a station wagon.
Well, it led to this heightened state of like kidnapping and assault and murder and, what's going on. And we don't know. Another thing that, Lori said was, when the phone rang and nothing was there, it was like, oh, I thought it was an obscene phone call. That is an not unheard of, but it's like, it's something that doesn't happen as much as it did back in the day. Like, the obscene phone call was the internet pastime before there was an internet, of like just calling people in the phone book and doing anything, whether it was funny or creepy or whatnot. Yeah. And like, it's weird to see that kind of up in here. And I recall times of like picking up the phone and having weird stuff happen on the other end of it. But it just kind of like provided this whole other level of creepiness. And we don't know, like, who, he said someone must have taught him how to drive. But I mean, like, whether that's true or not, or he's evil incarnate, you don't know. Then he just starts walking around the neighborhood.
I did like fast forwarding in the movies just slightly, the original, is that once he's out of the car, he's hiding behind the bushes. He just kind of like steps out and they're like, what's that dude? And then he tucks back in and he's gone. And you're like, that's what it should be. That's what it should have been. But I don't know. Again, it just was silly. The car thing was silly to me.
Except when Laurie's looking at the sheets drying, and then it cuts to the audience looking at Laurie, and then cuts back to him being gone, and she jumps, and it's like, but did she see him disappear or like duck behind the sheets? Well,
it's 2 years later that we get Friday the 13th. So after watching this and picking up on it, as a filmmaker, you're like, what didn't I like about this? But what did I really like about it?
Let's fix that.
And and I think that's what they did in that answer. And I also think that's why Jason Voorhees is a contender here, is because he had a better backstory. The killings and everything else, I think, was shot a lot better overall. And like that spookiness of him being able to just show up while you're running in one direction and he's there. Like, he's a spirit in that aspect. Like, they don't tell you, but he's jacked up. So I mean, like, when you go through that whole thing, like, it was different.
But wasn't the first Friday the 13th not like it? I don't want to spoil it for Steven. So
I've seen the first Friday the 13th.
Okay, because he wasn't like, it was his mom.
Yeah,
correct. Wasn't actually the kid. So you're wrong,
but.
Argument invalid.
I mean, overall, in the way that movie delivered, I think a little on an elevated level. It didn't necessarily set the standard, but I think it started to refine it. And there were a lot of copycats and a lot of missed, hitting the mark, all the way up into 2007 and beyond. Sure. Because and honestly, I am fucking floored that someone greenlit a second movie with Rob Zombie after watching that piece of shit.
What's happening?
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to make a sequel. They forced him.
This is just horrible. You should have just it's cool. Just go your separate ways. Don't ever make another movie again. I've just been totally disappointed every single time, and I will, now that I've seen this one, I don't think I'll ever rewatch any of his other movies. I'm just
I didn't watch them in the first place. Oh wait, I watched House of a Thousand
Corpses.
Ugh, it was, and I was like, I don't like this, so I'm not coming back to other stuff. Steven, you had some dad at the movies?
Yes. Yeah. So
yes,
I'll
he
do
brought
my
this up and
dad at the movies, and then I have a question. So we'll start with dad at the movies.
It's a loaded question.
It's a very loaded question. So first of all, I really like in the first movie, which is apparently Cam acknowledged, the period piece.
Yes.
I have the same blankie that they have on the couch in the first one.
I love that.
And I have a very similar lamp to the one in the movie. For some reason, I was like, oh, I have that lamp. I know that lamp. I have the wood accents on it still instead of the twisty back, but it's the same style lamp with the three. Yeah, I was like, oh. It was all, and the couch was kind of similar too. So that's really,
the couch is a little similar.
It was really disgusting.
You could claim that it's also a blanket from Roseanne.
Oh, I haven't seen Roseanne, so
that is true.
Wow. There's a lot of connections back to Roseanne.
Interesting.
It certainly is.
But also my actual dad at the movies story. So, again, despite what people say in the comments, happily married, 10 years, went out on the wedding anniversary, and we like to go thrifting. And I was like, oh, let's see if we can find some of the movies that we're going to review on Gen Wars. And my wife was like, you're not going to find anything like that. That's like too specific. Like, you're not going to find the movie that you need to review.
Of course you proved her wrong.
Like within like 10 minutes, I was like, oh, I found one. And she's like... And I put the picture in the Discord chat.
I balance you out.
Nick pulled up the picture, but I found it.
I know.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. And I'm glad I did, because streaming was down on the dedicated night to watch the movie. So I ended up having to open, because this was sealed. It was sealed, and I had to open it up.
Oh, yes.
Mint in box.
Mint in box. I had to open
So I
it
got
up.
to touch it. Yeah.
Like the sticker is still sticky from opening it.
Okay.
So was your internet down that day?
The streaming server was not cooperating that day. It was very unfortunate.
It was on my Fandango, sir.
Okay, well, I just want an excuse to watch it on DVD. Can we just not make this a big deal?
Sure. Sure, Steven.
I'm sorry. I want physical media, Miss Steelbook over there. So my actual question.
Okay.
In the original movie, they did not imply nor reveal that the main Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie, is the younger sibling of Michael Myers.
No, they retcon that shit in 2.
Okay, so that's in 2. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So is that an attempt to like set up the sequel? Like, that's what, like, was he trying to combine the 2 films? Is that why this got so off the rails?
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely tried to do too much, because there was a point that when he wrecked the Stroud family and killed them, I was like, why they have to kill the Strouds? What the hell? And I was like, oh yeah, because they're the spoiler alert, adopted parents. Yeah. And I'm like, why did we need this? It was just like, I feel like Zombie walked out of Halloween and was like, that was good, but why? He asked the questions the whole time, and he was like, I'm just going to make a movie that's going to explain all this shit, because like it didn't make any sense to me.
And that hurt it. And that ultimately...
I think it did. I was like...
That hurt the movie. We like to... It was the... He's got the devil behind those eyes. We don't know what it is. And just let your mind go wild.
So does the second Halloween film also go into the backstory of Michael?
It literally picks up where the first Halloween ends.
Yeah, they pick up immediately right away.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like... I think that's kind of what I liked about these movies too, is because there was just a continuation in the story. It wasn't until later that it started, span of years and stuff. And also, speaking of years, what year is Rob Zombie's film done? Because the original was done in 1963, and then he gets out in 1978. When the movie was done and released. So like
I think it was
in this
supposed to
one,
be at the same time period, didn't it? It was 15 years
it is
later.
not. People have flip phones and stuff, so it was not 1978.
It's supposed to be 2007, I think.
What
it is supposed,
was it? What was 15 years before that? So that was 92.
Yeah.
92 is when they. I mean, I guess so, because it was kind of washy, but like even the cars looked really old.
It was all over
for 92. And like it seemed like they were trying to set the scene for it, but then it wasn't, and it was like refreshed for the modern age. When they could have just really stuck to the period piece of it, but I think that's the combination, or like what he was trying to go with the original front story, and stay in that period and then go more into modern times. But either way, it sucked.
Well, the other convoluted thing with the Halloween universe, Stephen, like I mentioned, depending on, once you watch the original, it's kind of a pick your own adventure in where you want to go with the sequels.
Okay.
Because you could go Halloween 2, where Laurie's the sister, or you could go Halloween 2018. She's not the sister. She's just like this crazy old hermit in 2018, like 40 years later or whatever.
Because the new 3 movies, Halloween.
Yeah,
Halloween
2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends.
Those, they literally remove anything. They are direct sequels to the first,
the original.
Movie.
Yeah.
Are they
and
better?
Halloween,
like, is there a recommendation for that path?
I didn't see them. Again, Mike Myers isn't my guy, so I didn't care to watch it.
Because I am invested in this series all of a sudden. I really did like the first one. I liked them
better than Halloween Ends was, but I liked the other two.
Okay,
I'll go watch. I'll go watch that. I sat through the other garbage last night, so I mean, I'm more than willing to go. I already
popped in Halloween 2 and was watching that last night. So I was like, I need a redemption after
palate
this.
Cleanse.
Rob's,
I watched. After watching the original Halloween, I was like, wait a minute. I swear that she's now the sister. Like, this was all stuff that I had remembered, and I just immediately started up whatever that came out in 80, I think, or 79, and he doesn't fall out the back window after Loomis shoots him. Like it does in the original movie. They reshot it, so he falls out the front window onto a very well-lit grassy lawn, and then when Loomis gets out to the front yard, there's just an outline of where Michael was. And he like touches the blood stain, and Michael's just gone, and then that's when the movie starts.
Yeah, it does. And then Halloween 3 is its own standalone film. Michael Myers isn't in it at all. They wanted
Still
to
written
do
by John Carter.
Yes, John Carter. Yeah, he's
very good
in the science fiction
other
realm.
Point of question. Did John Carpenter did like a floppy sci-fi movie, right?
Yes.
What year was that?
Ghost of Mars is what you're talking about, I'm assuming.
No.
So was this his first film?
He's gonna make you mad, Nick.
I know he's pulling. I know he's pulling me in, and I was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh no,
he's gonna pull me into this.
Oh, okay. Shut the fuck up, Steven.
I was like,
wait, what? No.
In the snow. It was a really bad sci-fi movie.
That's not where I was going with it. I'm waiting for him to say John Carter of Mars.
Yeah, John Carter.
Which I actually
it's
really enjoyed.
Okay, shit.
No.
That's just me not saying his name right.
Yes, John Carter of Mars was a Disney movie that flopped miserably because they did not promote it.
But that wasn't John Carpenter's Mars.
No.
No.
Yo.
No. Yeah. But John Carpenter did a movie called Ghost of Mars.
That's hilarious.
This is legitimate confusion.
I mean, this is what happens when you bring Dad to the movies. Not everything's going to connect right away.
What are we seeing?
You're going to need to absorb like a sponge. Right now, you're very dry.
So there's John Carter.
John Carter of Mars is a movie.
It's a crappy Disney movie they did.
It's a good Disney movie, just really poorly promoted. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But that's not John Carpenter's.
No,
Mars
John
Ghost or Ghost Mars.
Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of Mars.
It's just called Ghost of Mars.
Okay.
John Carpenter, a real person. John Carter, fictional science fiction character.
And in this episode.
Or we just smush them together this episode.
All right.
I have no clarity, and I will still be confused later, just for fun.
Our job is complete here. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, Steven, let's wrap this up.
There's another. I wanted to bring this one up, too, real quick.
Ooh,
okay.
Tell me.
Because Steven didn't know this, but the connection to Psycho with this film. No?
The knife?
Anybody? Bueller?
To the original? To the 78?
Oh, well, I guess if you want to talk about dead moms.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of Janet Leigh, who was the main character in Psycho, and then Dr. Sam Loomis in Halloween is a direct homage to Sam Loomis from Psycho, the love interest.
All right. I got you. Speaking of also sources versus our score, they really like Blue Oyster Cult's "Don't Fear the Reaper."
Yes.
That was used one time in the original movie, and it was used at least 2 times in maybe 3.
I thought it was 3. I was like, really?
Yeah,
Again?
It's like, well, we got the rights. We're gonna use the hell out
Yeah,
of
we got the
this
license.
track.
We gotta use all
We got one song.
X amount of minutes of this song.
That's where the budget actually. That's where the budget
Blue Oyster
went
Cult
to.
budget.
It went to the Blue Oyster Cult budget, because it certainly wasn't in script writing.
No, it was not. All right, Steven, you want to round us out with some plugs so we can get out of here?
Nick is doing great things over at Fire Hazard 508 Creations. I believe it's playthings into display things. We've got Transformers. Correct. We've got He-Man. We've got maybe some unboxings of products. I think that's coming down the pipeline.
There's going to be a lot. I do
love a good unboxing.
There's a stack over there that I have to unbox.
Mystery box in theater.
Or that too, yes.
We also have Katherine over at Spectacle Views living her best millennial life. I believe someone got a little spooky. Someone got scared.
I did.
Yeah.
All the spook
we did our first
has been done.
Yeah, we went to our first Halloween Horror Nights, and that was interesting.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you check that out over at Spectacle
Not a fan.
And we have Cam is over at Never Touching Grass. I think he's spinning some vinyl over there right now.
I'm not spinning any vinyl, but I am mixing some music over there and playing some video games. So last
about Fear the Reaper?
Blue Oyster Cult remix.
I do have a Blue Oyster Cult remix. I could throw in there, no problem. Nice. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun over there, so stop by. Things are changing always.
Yes. Always a good time over at Never Touching Grass, because it just has to be. And you can check me out over at Funky Games, where we're playing all the quintessential video games. Not only have I seen no movies, I haven't played any games. Who would have thunk?
Truth.
Just like fully under the rock, never did anything, but appreciate checking out all of our channels. And you know what? Like and subscribe over here at Gen Wars, where we're reviewing all movies, doing some combative conversation between the generations, Gen X, Millennials. We kind of get along sometimes, but we're usually just hating each other, because that's what you do. And we appreciate when you check us out on Spotify, Apple, iTunes download. I don't know. Maybe you can do that. I wouldn't know. I'm a millennial.
I wouldn't know. I just do things when people slam it over my head, like Nick does.
Yes, wherever you can get an RSS feed, you can get this podcast. So thank you for watching, and go check out both these movies, and you come up with your own review and your own ratings, and throw them in the comments. Well, happy Halloween, everybody, and we will catch you in the next one.
Ooh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.